Hello, and welcome to Visual Web GUI. In this video tutorial, we will observe a few of the Visual Web GUI Client API abilities. Basically, Client API is the convenient way to access Visual Web GUI components within a user-written JavaScript, as it consists of client components and their derivatives, client events, and client storage. Please note that offline mode is also a part of Client API, however, it is beyond this tutorial scope. For this demonstration, we will create a small sample app that demonstrates the client-side advantages in Visual Web GUI. We'll start off by looking at a login text project that features a basic login form containing an email and password text boxes and a login button. As you can see, this is a standard Visual Web GUI app. The login button click handler validates that the email and password are both not empty. In addition, it performs basic email validation by regular expression. If the input is valid, we proceed to password check. In this case, the code is correct, but it is not optimized for web. The server-side validation alone can cause a lot of postbacks, which could be easily prevented by client validation. For us to integrate Client API into the app, we would need to do some changes. First of all, let's define client ID values for the login form, email, and password text boxes. These values will serve us later on inside the JavaScript functions. Secondly, we will remove the login button click event registration and replace it with the register client click event. Inside client click event handler, we should call the client side handler. This is a JavaScript function that we have to write in an external file. Before we dive into JavaScript, we need to include this file in the project. This could be done from the project properties registration page in the Includes tab. We'll set the resource type to script, the file location to local path, and then browse to the file. After the file has been added, we will set its build action to embedded resource. Now, let's look at valid email and password function. We'll get the JavaScript references for the login from an email and password text box controls of their client IDs. After that, we'll get the email and password values by calling the text method of every text box. If any value is invalid, we'll display error message. Otherwise, we create an event to be sent to the server. This event should be processed by the login form. Thus, we are using its ID as the event target. The event name is set to validation. Now, we're able to recognize the event on a server. In addition, we want to pass the email and password to the server in order to continue server validation. This is done by the client DOM set event attribute method. Finally, we'll call raiseEvents method so that we can send the event to the server. With that, we have finished work on the client side. Now, we have to prepare the server to catch and process the validation event. This is done by overriding fireEvent method in login form. This method is called upon for every event targeting the login form. We need to process an event whose type equals to validation. All other events are processed in a regular way. Pay attention to the fact that we preserved server validation as recommended by the web's best practices. Although the Client API complicates the app from the developer's point of view, it provides significant advantages. The client-enabled apps are more responsive and generate less traffic, which may become a constraint when we talk about cloud-hosted applications. That's it for now. Thank you for watching this video.